Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have got some big news as Tiger Woods has officially committed to next week's PGA Tour event. He just tweeted saying, "I'm looking forward to playing in the Memorial Golf next week. I've missed going out and competing with the guys and can't wait to get back out there." Robert Darren, this is the moment we have all been waiting for since the break. This seems to make perfect sense for this to be his return to the tour.
About damn time. Absolutely. It makes perfect sense. This is what I kind of thought would happen. I didn't know that I expected him to play nothing before. This is the fourth week back. So I didn't know that I expected a fifth week back, that I expected nothing from him. But I always figured he would play the Memorial. Tiger's made no bones about it. It's major championships. It's Jack's record. That's what's driving him. And he's working around that. So he had to play something before the PGA. Probably will work another one in. We've got 3M after Muirfield Village, after Memorial. And then Memphis at Southwind, the World Golf Championship. And then PGA. So listen, whatever we can get of him is great. It's good things. And hopefully, we did see him at the match with Phil and Manning and Brady. But you can't take a lot away from that. You really can't. Not as far as how his body goes and how his game is. Here's a guy that limped around the 2008 U.S. Open on a broken leg and won, so he can grit through one round even if things are hurting. For that match with all the charity on the line. So great to see. I really, really hope he comes back as healthy as I expect him to be.
We certainly all do. Paige, next week, Memorial, a place where Tiger has enjoyed so much success, a winner 5 times. Are you surprised we haven't seen him earlier than this? Does this feel right to you?
Actually, it would have been nice to see him this week. I'm not surprised that we didn't see him in weeks before. This kind of was always circled on his calendar each and every year, and he's not one that typically played that type of schedule, some of the events that were held in the last few weeks. So not entirely surprising that we didn't see him before the Memorial. But it would have been nice to see him this week. But I'm again, like Robert, we were grasping at crumbs during the match. We were evaluating, at least certainly I was, what was he saying on the range when Amanda Valionis asked him about his back? And, he said it wasn't perfect. And what do you expect perfect to be these days? And then, of course, watching him play, he played great. So I think, there's this thirst for seeing Tiger Woods back in action, and certainly coming back at this place at Muirfield Village to be able to see him compete again. Everybody, all of the players have talked about what condition this golf course is in right now, moving into next week. I think there's a lot of anticipation for Tiger Woods to be back, especially at this place.
Looking at the best players in the world, we try to assess who a 3-month break away from the game could have benefited most. Now, what we saw from Tiger before the break was the T9 finish at the Farmers, a 68 finish at Genesis. That was the last time we saw him teed up on the PGA Tour. How do you think this break could work as a positive or as a negative for Tiger?
Could be. I mean, if you're talking strict golf game, it has to be a negative. He's still a human being. You need to compete to stay as sharp as you can. So to come in rusty would be expected. The scary part to me is the fact that he was most likely hurt in that interim between, the last round at Genesis and now, because there's no way he would have not committed to the Players' Championship if he weren't hurt. He didn't say it, and he doesn't always say it. The rumor was around Bay Hill that he was going and intended to commit there as well. Never did, and it had to have been an injury, and that he just wasn't ready to go. It wasn't mental fatigue, certainly. It wasn't, my game's not in shape. It had to be some kind of injury to miss, especially the Players. So that's where it could be a positive, that he had that much time off to at least get rid of that issue.
Paige, was his lack of appearance at the Players a concern for you at the time?
Without question. Without seeing him at Bay Hill or Players, to be honest. Because we know how much Bay Hill means to him as well. So without question, that was a concern. And that's why I was, especially taking note of what was going on during the match, because we hadn't heard from him. We hadn't really heard reports other than the suspicion that he was injured up until that point. So actually, this is great news that we're even seeing him commit, that, we're going to be able to see him compete next week. I am a little bit concerned, however, that the rough is going to continue to grow. And there's, the opportunity or the chance, of course, that something bad could happen trying to hit out of the rough. But, I think more than anything, we're just happy to see him play again. But from here on in, injury is always going to be a question with Tiger Woods. It's been the biggest deterrent of his career over the last 6-7 years. So I think that's going to continue to be a question mark for Tiger Woods until he retires.
It will always be a question mark. And as we always say every time we talk about Tiger, he's Tiger Woods. Anything can happen. He has that ability to just pull things out of the bag that we don't think are physically possible. And kind of looking big picture for Tiger across 2020 into the heart of what is going to be this sort of rejigged schedule, where do you think his focus is? What are your expectations for him across 2020?
I have no expectations for him. We're looking at PGA Championship again, and all this time off, 1, maybe 2 tournaments in between, I don't think that's a lot. You said it, though. He can do anything. He can win or he can miss the cut, and we're not going to be totally shocked either way when it comes to this tournament or it comes to Harding Park. But that's what it's all about for him. It's just playing as much as he feels like he can without pushing the boundaries of what his body can do, and then winning the bigger tournaments that he's qualifying for. It's just, we personally are starved to see more Tiger Woods. So again, we'll take him where we can get him.
Well, this is the news that we have all been waiting for here across the golfing world. Tiger Woods will be making his return to the PGA Tour next week at the Memorial Tournament, and we cannot wait.